What's up guys, Blademaster here, going to be bringing you some Total War Empire or Empire Total War 1v1 online action. I know some of you guys wanted to see something other than Total War Rome 2, and I don't blame you. it's been basically 99% of my channel so far. So this one is for all you guys. Best YouTuber in the world. I'm fighting against G Brothers P. We are fighting in a custom DLC map called Maharaja's Penis. I've taken the Maratha Confederacy, and he has taken the United Kingdom. Not United Kingdom, United Nations. Is it called United Nations? And by the way, I'm not playing in Maharaja's Penis. I don't know the name of this map, which is why I decided to name it that. So it's just a flat land with flat track map with a ridge on either side. So it could lead to line infantry fighting against each other, but I think for the most part the range is too short for this. So probably light infantry posted up here on this ledge could work. But let's take a look at what I've got with the Marathas. I've got an Indian war elephant somewhere here. That's my general's bodyguard. I hear he's having elephants is a really terrible move in Empire. It kind of makes sense when every second unit has a gun. I've also got a Rajput Zamindar, which is supposed to be a very strong melee cavalry unit. These guys look really cool. Screenshot man. I don't know how to hide the HUD, which is very infuriating because I want to take some nice screenshots, but just like you always see the maps and I mean the flags and stuff. I've also got a Brigade Lancer and a Sipahi. Sipahis I think are pretty like strong cavalry. Here you can see G Brothers' regiment of horse is already charging into my Brigade Infantry. I've popped them into square formation so that would reduce their losses and they'd be able to fire into the regiment of horse while they're pulling away. So far though, it doesn't look like they've taken too many casualties. Oh, sorry. Yeah, there we go. So Brigade Lancers in melee, they haven't fired or anything yet. I'm advancing with my main line. I've got around 6 or 7 Brigade Infantry. I've got a couple of Sikh Musketeers, which are the most elite of Marathas line infantry. But they aren't very strong compared to, the European line infantry, I think. But they're better in melee. That's their strong suit. The Sikh Musketeers, man, Sikhs, you don't want to fuck with the Sikh in general. Just a life advice right there. You don't want to fuck with the Sikh. Hindu Musketeers are the cheaper version of the regular line infantry, and I've also got a couple of Hindu warriors, and these are the only melee infantry in the game, or one of the few melee infantry in the game, which is what apparently makes the Maratha Confederacy OP in multiplayer, because their melee infantry can wreak havoc, apparently. Let's see if that actually happens. Here I'm charging in with my Brigade Lancers. These are Lancer cavalry, so I think they'll be able to do very decently against enemy cavalry with those spears. His regiment of horse is wavering. I've managed to inflict some casualties on them. And his regiment of horse should be ripe pickings for my Brigade Infantry if they weren't facing, if they weren't turning their asses towards them. Here, the regiment of horse is attacking my Brigade Infantry. It just seems like the, let me see. Let's increase the effects, increase the speech, increase the music, increase the master a little bit. So, getting clean charges onto my Brigade Infantry over here. But his regiment of horse are losing a lot of men, and there we go. The first volley onto the sides of his regiment of horse, doing some friendly fire here. But I'm also getting his line infantry while they're reforming. This is basically mine and G Brothers P's first game in Empire, so I'm sorry if it's some extreme noobishness. So I have cavalry on the flanks. I have my general behind. And on the far side, he has attacked my Sipahis while I wasn't even looking. I'm not used to the huge, beautiful battle maps of Empire. So he managed to get a couple of nice charges with his light dragoons here. You can see my Sipahis and my Rajput Zamindar dying, laying on the grass. But now his light dragoons are going to have been engaged by my cavalry, but he's inflicted a ton of casualties on my right flank. In the center, I'm trying to move up to the ledge, maybe to get some shots in. He also has his line infantry positioned. If I do get in range, I would die because he's got 3 line infantry to my 1. Also, just going for a YOLO bum rush, across the field. The line of sight wasn't favorable for my Hindu Musketeers, so they've been forced to. Oh my God, they've been forced to charge in really close, and that's given him plenty of time to get his regiment of horse to get a clean, beautiful charge. Here, his line infantry firing up against my bargear infantry. It's such a beautiful game. My bargear infantry taking a lot of damage here, and I'm forced to pop them into square because again his regiment of horse is disrupting my lines. But again, I've got reserves, Sikh musketeers firing from behind, getting a lot of kills on the regiment of horse. Here, the bargear infantry getting great shots onto the rear of these regiment of horse. I have a Rajput Zamindar, a very strong cavalry unit, in behind. One of my Sipahis is fighting off his regiment of horse. I think they got a clean charge in here. And now my Rajput Zamindar is going to be engaged by his regiment of horse. But with these axes, I think the Rajput Zamindar should be able to do pretty decently. But he is pulling in with more reinforcements. Here, my Hindu warriors about to get a beautiful charge on the line infantry. But I don't really know. I can't see how many kills they'll be getting. Let's see. Line infantry not dropping too quickly. Sikh musketeers, I guess I'm going to go for YOLO. Point blank shots with the Sikh musketeers against the line infantry. Yeah, I mean it's just it's just madness. Line infantry over here dying to my Hindu warriors. My Hindu warriors also taking a lot of damage. Here, bargear infantry again got charged at by his regiment of horse, but I've managed to get my Rajput Zamindar into the flanks of his Holland Guard. The Holland Guard are probably the strongest line infantry unit in the game, or one of the strongest. And keeping them on the flanks and destroying them, destroying my my center was a very smart idea. Again, regiment of horse coming in for a charge against the bargear. My general's bodyguard is moving, but he's very slow, and my mainline has basically been obliterated. I don't know why these guys just had to move so close to get their shots in, but I'm sure it's because of the hills. The hills made it really difficult for them to get proper line of sight. Here, though, Sipahi is getting a rear charge on line infantry. He's not using square formation, I think. And here, my Rajput Zamindar charging into a square formation Holland Guard, and Rajput Zamindar is so dead. Sorry, Bargear Lancer. Rajput Zamindar over here killing off the regiment of horse. His general's bodyguard is still, completely hale and healthy, which is honestly what I wanted to do, was try and circle around and kill his general's bodyguard. Here, bunching up my units, but so is he. This is not the ideal formation, I believe, for line infantry. You don't want them to be columnar. You want them to be as wide as possible. But his regiment of horse is cleaning up house here, getting so many beautiful charges, G Brothers P is, and being fearless with his regiment of horse and and disrupting my infantry from shooting at his infantry, which is the most important aspect, I think. But Rajput Zamindar coming in, about to get a rear charge on his general's bodyguard here. So that is going to be pretty devastating, I would say. General's bodyguard doesn't lose only one unit on the charge, and then his grenadiers here going to get great shots in against my Rajputs, but his general's bodyguard going to take a ton of friendly fire in the process. I am pushing up on my right flank with Sikh musketeers, Hindu warriors, Sipahis, and Rajput Zamindar. So this is a pretty strong right flank, but it's completely isolated from my main line. Here, Sikh musketeers are firing downhill into line infantry, so they will be able to get good shots. But my general's bodyguard, yeah, this is awkward. I know elephants suck in Rome too, but they really are terrible in Empire. Can't really blame them though. This line infantry just destroying that general's bodyguard here. Some of the Sikh musketeers getting good shots in. Against, who are these? Line infantry. Don't seem to be killing too many, and my general is basically dead at this point. He's got a lot of Holland. He's got Holland Guard grenadiers, and yeah, one full strength Holland Guard, which is going to be impossible for me to kill. So now my plan is to try and overwhelm the right flank, but I don't even know how that's going to happen. He's got a line infantry here, grenadiers ready, another line infantry. But honestly, I can win this right flank. For the most part, it doesn't look great for me. But yeah, as long as I can hold out the center, and try and overwhelm my right flank. Then maybe I can circle around and destroy his general's bodyguard. Maybe inflict a fear out. I don't even know if that works in Empire. Here, Grenadiers don't have line of sight, it looks like. But that means neither do mine. Neither do my Hindu Musketeers. No, these guys do have line of sight. They're going to be firing into my poor Hindu Musketeers. And my Hindu Musketeers firing into the ground. It looked like a lot of them were firing into the ground at least. Yeah, there you can see a lot of them are getting slaughtered. And my Hindu warriors still repositioning. Sikh Musketeers still repositioning. So I didn't time this right at all. But I am circling around with my cavalry. Honestly, just the timing is all sorts of off here. It's the easiest thing for his line infantry to pop square and then fire in all directions. Spy is going to get a downhill charge against the General's bodyguard, which is a great bit of news for me because I am losing the center still. He's engaged with his Holland Guard, I think. No, my Sikh Musketeers are engaging his Holland Guard in melee because I think Ulda was on TeamSpeak and he was like, Sikh Musketeers are good in melee, so you should use them against the Holland Guard. Although I don't know how good of a move that is. General's bodyguard down to 14 men. Sipahi's getting slaughtered. And Rajput Zamindar killing the Grenadiers, but then these guys are in square formation. But I'm trying to use this square formation to their disadvantage so that, like, using these Hindu warriors to charge into these guys, I would be able to get a lot of kills. I would think, at least. I've played Empire, but I played Empire a long time ago and it was only campaign. So yeah, skills are basically non-existent in Empire. Here, I don't know why I'm going to go for the Grenadiers, but it looks like I am. I thought I should be charging into the Holland, into the line infantry that's in square. But yeah, the so-called OP units, let's see how well they do. Losing a lot of men. I mean, most likely whoever told me that was being sarcastic, because I failed to see how a melee infantry unit can be OP in a game where literally every second unit has a gun. Dude, why are these guys doing like pirouettes and like doing ballerina shit here? I don't get that. I like the animation, but it's kind of wonky. Grenadiers, for the most part, just destroyed the Hindu warriors. And I am losing the center battle. Oh, ouch. Oh god. The poor guys, my poor Sikhs. Holland Guard still engaging Sikh Musketeers. Combatant losing slightly, so it does look like my my Sikh Musketeers are winning out against the Holland Guard. And now Sikh Musketeer is going to face up against Line Infantry, Grenadiers, and Line Infantry, and full strength Holland Guard. This game is so over. I'm gonna try and use some of the hotkeys that I was looking at, and it doesn't work. Yeah. I missed my replay tools that were available in Rome 2 and in Attila. I missed my paintbrushes. But yeah, Sikh Musketeers, as you can see, getting slaughtered by from all different angles. Here though, finally I'm winning out against the Holland Guard here. Honestly, Sikh Musketeers did pretty decently, it looks like, for all intents and purposes. And here, his one line infantry is getting shot by 2 Sikh Musketeers. Let's see. 37. They should be just about dead very soon. I think G's general is still fine. And yeah, this massive like right flank that I was trying to overwhelm, due to poor timing, I completely lost it. So here, line infantry dying, wavering, and Holland Guard here. Holland Guard somehow managed to pull it back, which is weird. Don't really get that. Thought they were dying. Thought they were wavering. What happened to them? But yeah, the other Sikhs are pulling back. Some of them are wavering. Now his general's bodyguard is going to come in to try and attack. Come on, turn around. I guess I just gave up at this point. Look at those Sikhs just tossed around. Holy crap. Now I should be able to fight with these Sikhs and destroy the general at the very least. Enemy general killed. There we go. Glimmer of hope here. Actually, no. Just a piece of good news to a battle that's already been lost. So yeah, general's bodyguard. There we go. All dead. But he still has like so many units left in this game. Go ahead and fast forward. This game is basically over. I have this one Sikh musketeer that's at 54 men. And this Sikh musketeer that's at 30. But not that it's really going to matter. They get some shots, he tosses some grenades, it doesn't land. It's still, game's over. So, pretty fun match. Let's take a look at the statistics and see if the Hindu warriors were really worth it. 34 kills, lost 63, lost 79, killed 3. I don't know how to use these guys. If they are OP, I don't know how to use these guys. But General's bodyguard didn't kill anyone. Let's see what actually did well for me. Bargate infantry, not really. Bargate infantry, yeah, mostly cost ineffective. Some of the Bargates did okay. The Sikh musketeer over here did pretty decently. Whoa, as I keep, yeah, there we go. Rajput Zamindar, one of the Rajput Zamindars did okay. I think this is the one that got some of his general's bodyguard. But for the most part, yeah, that was it. So, fun game, a lot of YOLO down the center which didn't really work. Hope you guys enjoyed it and stay tuned for more. Peace.